Welcome to this week's Give Voice to Your Vision, where we stop the spinning wheel, get real, so it is clarity you feel. Today, we are talking about the Inspired Clarity Framework, and I'm going to give you, over the next 15 minutes, a way to recalibrate, refocus, and refuel your fall momentum without adding more to your plate. Yes, it can be done in 15 minutes, and you don't need new technology tools or training. You just need clarity. That's why we're talking about the Inspired Clarity Framework, which I'm going to give to you today as my gift to inspire you to do less, make more, create more momentum now through the end of this year and beyond. It starts with clarity. So how do we do it? I'm going to walk you through it here in the next few minutes. Are you ready to accelerate, simplify, streamline? Drop an emoji if you're here watching live, or when you come back for the replay, let me know. If you've been doing all the things, but you still don't have the momentum that you want, this is for you. If you've been seeing how the shifting sands of all of the changes in the world and online are impacting your business, this is for you. These are timeless tools that will work in any economy for you to create your own economy. So let's dive in. I'm going to be summer length this day and want to bring you a lot of value, because just doing more doesn't necessarily grow your business. So I'm going to tell you what I have learned through my own experience. Have you ever looked up at the end of a day or a week or a month or a year and been like, wait, what happened? How did I get off track? Or where did the time go? That's what I have come to call, with all the love in my heart for myself, an entrepreneurial blackout. It's so easy to get gobbled up with all the details and the little nitty gritty and the new tactics and tools and strategies and all the things that we can be doing. I feel like we should be doing, and we just need to do more of in order to get the results in our business, that it can be like kind of coming to and saying, wait, what happened? How come I'm not getting the results? Why am I working so hard for these results? And I don't want to do this anymore. Or why am I getting mediocre results? And so you're not alone. If that's you, I think it's a common part of becoming an entrepreneur, is the self-leadership, the clarity, the support, scaffolding yourself up in order to have more momentum. But it all starts with clarity about what you're doing, so that you can discern and decide where to focus to make those small shifts that are going to make big difference in your results. So when you're constantly in motion, but you're not in alignment, it's not lack of action that's going to shift the needle, move the needle, right? It's a lack of strategy, a lack of clarity. You can't create strategy if you're not clear. So that's what we're doing today. We're giving you 15 minutes of fall momentum. We're going to simplify and accelerate all you do this fall, because just doing more doesn't grow your business. So we're going to do this instead. I have to scroll down. I'm going to walk you through what I call my Inspired Clarity Framework, so that you can figure out what will move the needle in your business, because you don't need to hustle harder or push or do more. You probably will get better results when you make those small shifts, simplify, streamline, focus, and have a plan that actually fits you, where you want to go, where you are in your business, to move the needle forward. So this is the exact 3-step clarity framework that I use with my high-level clients. It's quick, it's powerful. You can go deeper. I recommend that you do go deeper once a quarter to really assess what's working, what's not. That is our first step. We're going to dive into it now. This is how you reset your strategy, how you simplify your visibility and marketing, and generate more momentum more quickly, better results. What are the ultimate results? Audience growth and revenue. So think of this as a tuning fork for your business. Ta-da! And once you're clear, everything will start to resonate again. So the Inspired Clarity Framework, I keep clicking the wrong button and not showing you my fun banners. It's a 3-step framework. It works every time. And we're going to walk through it real quick right now. Ready, set, here we go. So step number one, if you think of in order to go from where you are to where you want to be, or to accelerate those results, you want to have a transformation, right? Something's got to give. Something needs to shift. Something maybe a little bit in you, maybe a little bit of what you're doing, maybe a little bit of where you're focusing, or maybe a little bit about the support you need to have, right? So every transformation has 3 steps, and that's what this is structured around. This inspired clarity framework is help you to give voice to your vision, share your message in the world in a way that feels good and amazing to you, but also actually works to grow your business. And those 3 steps, the first of those 3 steps is awareness. We have to know what's working and what's not. A simple inventory. So I'm going to give you access to a simple guide where you can. I just pulled right out of my client archives. If you want that guide, you're going to comment clarity below, or you're going to DM me, and I'm going to get it to you. It starts with awareness. So, what are your current activities? All the stuff you're doing leading to the revenue you want, or are you just keeping busy? And this isn't about judging, right? You don't need to judge yourself harshly. Please don't. It doesn't work. It's about clarity. It's about becoming aware. Wait, what is happening? What am I doing? What are the results I'm getting? It may sound basic, but a lot of times we just get so focused on that didn't work. I need to try this, and that didn't work. I need to try this. And we want to help you focus so that you can see what you tried, what parts of it didn't work. So slow down to speed up. Okay, so step one, essentially, there's a whole series of questions we can go through in this process, but for today, to keep it short, what's working, what's not? And then the second step in any transformation is technically, in a transformational sense, it's about acceptance. And that doesn't mean accepting that you've failed and it didn't work and you have to give it up or go home or it's always going to be hard. It actually means taking stock on what is working. So nothing changes if nothing changes. What could change? What's that one small shift? What parts of your strategy or your activity feel heavy or forced or like a drag? Where are you still doing things because you should? What's that feeling of I should be doing more serving? Is it true? This is where you get your power back. When you can accept what's aligned for you, and you can take honest stock of what's working, you have this new permission and clarity that can really help you rocket forward. So step number 2, acceptance. Nothing changes if nothing changes. Okay, yes. So what could I change? Do I have to change everything? You absolutely do not. You've just started to discern and decide by looking at what's working and what's not. And then we can go, okay, so that's where I am. How could I shift? The acceptance gives you a place to say, all right, so if I keep doing more of the same thing, it's not going to necessarily move the needle. I just need to do more. I need to be more visible. I need to reach more people. So there might be something else in that acceptance that gives you an opening to see, well, what could I shift? What support do I need? What clarity do I need, etc. And then the third step in any transformation is action. And just more action, as we started at the beginning, doesn't necessarily move the needle for you in your business, right? So the third step is about inspired action versus required action. And what I mean by that is inspiration that first of all comes from doing this clarity work, right? Getting clear, identifying some small shifts or some support or that next thing that's going to help you to that clarity, help you get clear on what that action is. But then also, inspiration is something you receive. Inspiration is something you tune into. Inspiration flows in. It's the word for breathing in. When you breathe in, that's inspiration. So allowing yourself strategic thinking time, somebody to help you ask those new, bigger questions, a little thinking bigger time, looking up at the horizon and saying, what am I creating? What am I building? What's worked in the past? It's common for me and my clients, everybody I've talked to that's in this entrepreneurial space, we look back and we think, hey, I actually did have something that was working there. And now I see how it's evolved and we can be more intentional with it. So inspired action is tuning in and saying, what is that nudge? What is that hit? Where do I trust myself and my vision and my business is meant to be? So that if we can receive that in an intuitive thought or decision, and then apply the strategy and the clarity and the focused implementation, it's way more effective and way more powerful and actually way less energy versus required action. I gotta do more. I gotta figure out more. I gotta do better more. And we're trained to that gotta hustle, right? And so, how can you tune in to that inner guidance, that inner clarity, quiet down for a minute instead of doing so many things? And I'm providing this inspired clarity framework to give you a mechanism to do that with. I'll give you the whole thing. You just got to ask for it. Tell me in the comments below. So aligned action, what is one bold move that you could make from this place of clarity? Simply today, we've already asked, what am I doing that's working? What am I doing that's not working as well as I'd like? What am I doing that's not getting me any return on that investment, but I feel like I have to? What if you just pause that last one for 20 days? 5 days, 5 minutes, right? Pausing that, there's going to be some more space there. Yeah. And then getting clarity and remembering and living into making decisions from, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So what is that one thing I could change? Is it that thing that you feel like you should do or you really want to be doing, but it's not moving the needle in your clarity, your audience growth, the people you're reaching, your message getting out there, or your revenue? Put a pin in it, right? That's discernment and discipline. Discipline equals freedom. And then what is one bold thing you can do? Is there a new visibility action you can take? Or is it even just deciding to putting a pin in something that you feel like you have to be doing is a bold move, right? So if you knew in the next 90 days, that in those next 90 days would flow better, you'd create more revenue, and it was a guarantee, is there something that you would stop doing? That's another way for you to tune in and tell if there's a way for you to make a small shift that could make a big difference. So this is where your clarity can start to create more momentum, and where strategy really kicks off and starts to help you, because you've tuned in, you've gotten clear on what's working, what's not. You've said, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So what's one thing I could change? What's a bold action I could take? Maybe what's one thing I can stop doing? And then tuning in and trusting that, and taking that action from a place of inspiration versus I got to do this and I got to do that and I got to do more. So that's what I wanted to share with you today, because implementation without alignment equals really busy. You can stay really busy. Yeah. But it doesn't necessarily equal prosperous. It's actually counterproductive to prosperity, because prosperity is about more than just revenue. It's about life and capacity and joy and health and well-being. And if we're just pushing and pushing and still not getting the revenue, it can have really frustrating, discouraging, and ultimately kind of destructive consequences. So where can your inspired action meet your vision, voice, clarity for those better results? So you've likely, hopefully this has been helpful to you today. I'd love to know what has been most helpful to you today. If you want the full clarity framework, sorry, I'm trying to get my banners to show and it's not working. Hang on. I wanted to just let you know that you can comment clarity below or DM me, and I'll send you the whole mini workbook. Simple. And clarity alone doesn't create your momentum. So I'll leave you with that. Without a cohesive strategy that's aligned to your strengths, that actually has a revenue flow, a revenue model with it, even the clearest vision can get lost in the noise. And so that is the next step, is tuning into the insight you get, turning that insight into income, right? Through aligned, customized strategy and real-time implementation, not hopping around the pond, trying everything, doing more of everything, or looking for those piecemeal solutions. Maybe this strategy will help me, or maybe I need to do this one thing. You want a cohesive plan for how it all fits together. And let's be real, it is hard to see our own forest for the trees, and that's where support changes everything. So you don't need more effort. You want aligned action. First clarity, and then inspired action. Alignment is about playing to your strengths. It's about being lined up and clear on who you want to serve and how you serve them, and finding their language. but it is not more effort that's going to help you get there, right? So to figure out what's working and what's not, get some outside eyes, fresh perspective, and then taking action from that aligned place will help you to move from busy, depleted, what's working, confusion and overwhelm. If we're doing too many things in too many different directions, it's hard to know what's working. So that's what I wanted to share with you today on this week's episode of Give Voice to Your Vision. I would love to share the Inspired Clarity Framework with you. If you come back and watch the replay and comment clarity below, we will do our best to get it right over to you. Feel free to send me a DM wherever you're watching the show from. If you're on YouTube, we'll make sure that you have a way to reach us in the description. And if you're on LinkedIn or Facebook, let us know that you stopped by, comment clarity below, or send me a DM, and we'll get you the whole framework. My gift to accelerate your fall momentum, because now is the time. Fall is right around the corner. 15 minutes on this clarity framework and just enough of the right support and strategy to move forward can make a huge difference in your momentum and revenue and impact this fall through the end of the year and for the rest of your business. No matter what's going on in the world around, no matter how fast the changes and everything keep coming, you got this. And the Inspired Clarity Framework is my gift to help. I'll see you next week. I won't see you next week. We're traveling with the family and going to celebrate. So we'll be back to our weekly Give Voice to Your Vision the week after. I'll see you then.